We welcome you from the venue of 8th International Conference on Sustainable Waste Management, the Acharya Nagarjuna University in Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. Professor Sadhan K. Ghosh, Chairman of IconSWM and President of International Society of Waste Management, Air and Water, expresses his heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, for his extensive support and encouragement to organize the conference. On behalf of the conference committee, he expresses his thanks and acknowledgement to the support provided by the government of Andhra Pradesh. Specifically, he expresses his gratitude to Mr. B. Satyanarayana, Honorable Minister of Municipal Administration and Urban Development, and Mr. Karikal Bhalivan, Principal Secretary, for their continuous support and guidance. The support of the Chairman, Member Secretary and the engineers in AP Pollution Control Board is a great help in roping huge number of different types of industries. The support of the APSCHE for involving and encouraging the universities and other academic institutions presenting papers, participation, and it was a great support for the success of the conference. The support of Swachh Andhra Corporation was a great help and a very significant aspect to the IconSWM. IconSWM committee expresses its gratitude to all the stakeholders who have supported directly or indirectly for the success of this conference. Now we will watch the glimpses of the conference.
This is volume 1 we have released now. This is volume 2. This too contains nearly 290 full papers, and this is the abstract. And you will find all these 3 books into the pen drive which has been given in your kit.
Good morning to all of you. It is my privilege to invite you all for the International 8th Conference on Sustainable Waste Management. On this inaugural function, the dignitaries on the dais, Professor Sadhana Ghosh, President of this inaugural function, Dr. C.L. Venkatrao, my beloved brother, who spoke so great about me, but I am not that great. I am a simple citizen of this country and state. Sri Karikal Bhalivan, an active, dynamic Principal Secretary, Municipal Administration and Urban Development. Sri B.S.S. Prasad, Chairman, AP Pollution Control Board. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Vice Chancellor, Acharya Nagarjuna University. Professor Mohanty, Professor Marshek, Professor Sambasya Rao, Vice Chancellor, Mizoram Central University. Professor Rosaya, Registrar, Nagarjuna University. Professor Koteswar Rao, Dean, Dr. Brahmaji Rao, Professor Department of Environment Sciences, other dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests, delegates, staff of this university, friends from media, and my dear students. Good morning to all of you. My state, the sunrise state of Andhra Pradesh, it is 5 years old, newborn state. At the time of bifurcation, we had all the problems. We do not have capital for our state. We are left with deficit budget for managing the state. We had so many problems. But my dynamic Chief Minister, who is a hard-working visionary, has tried all the best during these 5 years and made the state one of the fast-growing states in the country, having 15% GDP in agriculture and double-digit GDP for the last 3 years. Wherever there is a new technology in any field, we are interested to get it to our state to develop our state. Like we had FinTech conference in our Vizag, Agri-Tech conference in Vizag, we have EduTech, we have MedTech conferences. So that whatever the best practices are there in the world, we want to get to our state. So that we develop, we prosper, we must be the leaders of the country. And in coming 20 years, we are planning to become one of the best states in the world in both the welfare, also in development. During the process, our government is planning to have the best sanitary system, managing the sustainable waste management. In this process, we have organized this conference through our municipal administration department. We know our state is having a proactive attitude. During this 3-day conference, around 700 delegates have come from all over the world. China, Russia, Korea, Middle East states, Middle East countries, and also European countries. During 3 days, you will have nice hospitality by us. You enjoy our best tasty, spicy food, special sweets of our state, and also get the blessings of our goddess Kanaka Durga. You can have nice entertainments in the evening in the Krishna river front, because our state is giving maximum promotion for the tourism activities, so that you'll have a nice time. During these 3 days, I know you are going to have around 300 presentations. People have come from industries, people have come from NGOs, people have come scientists, researchers, academicians, and every walk of life who are interested, who are working in the field of sustainable waste management. So that, because this is an important event, because we are in this modern period, urbanization has become more and industrialization has become more, modernization has become more, so that waste is becoming more. It is not only in urban areas, and rural areas as well is a big problem. So during this 3-day conference, I wish you'll have so many success stories, how you are managing the solid waste, liquid waste, industrial waste, how you are managing, and how best you can advise us to follow these procedures. You will have your success stories that also you can present during this conference. So this conference is so important. The outcome of this conference should be adaptable by us. Because over a period of time, the waste is increasing, whether it is a solid waste, liquid waste, or air pollution, or a sound pollution. It is becoming a big hazard for the society. Especially if you see the urban areas, as our Mohanty said, as our Principal Secretary said, every individual generates waste. Every household generates waste. Every habitation generates waste. Every industry generates waste. But the question is how it is disposed. What an amount of hazard that it creates before it is disposed. They are important. Because in urban areas, the plastic, one of our guests said, he has seen so much of plastic waste on the banks of the Krishna River. It's true. Whatever the mechanism we are adopting, we are not able to avoid the plastic waste. Because people are so much used for it for many decades. It is difficult to stop it all of a sudden. But now if you know, the plastic decay takes hundreds of years. So is the importance of that plastic waste should be avoided, or how the best way of disposal. In this solid waste management, in the urban areas, now we are seeing every day hundreds, thousands, lakhs of metric tons of waste is coming out, either from industry, or from households, or from electronic tools, this one, or biomedical waste, or vegetable waste, or decay, waste that can be decayed, and construction waste, demolition waste. So many things are coming in lakhs of metric tons. Unless they are disposed, one is becoming spoiling our health. They are contaminating the water sources. They are giving a source for bacteria, virus, which can give a contagious disease, epidemic diseases. So the health hazard is a big problem by this waste. So we in our state, we have planned to dispose by mechanization, like your compactors, loaders, and transportation, and then vehicle mounted road cleaners, drainage cleaners, all these equipments we are using to clean. That's how the best practices we are using. Our state, certain cities, we got the best awards of cleanest city, and best award for the best management of solid waste. Like this we are getting awards. Still we feel we are doing so much of work, but the problem is much bigger. Unless we take simpler methods and cheaper methods, effective methods to dispose of them, we cannot solve the problem. Another important question is, we are concentrating on creating wealth from waste. Because without income generating from the waste, people will not be much interested, and it will be very costly to dispose of the waste. That's how in my municipality, one of the municipal towns, we are getting at least 10,000 rupees per day by disposing. That means we are collecting, transporting, segregating, and disposing. In this disposal, we are, after segregation, this one, vegetable waste or other things, we are sending it for the compost manufacturing. Other solid waste, we are segregating some metals, plastics separately. Other things we are sending it to, as we said, we are sending it to power generations, biogas generations, and certain things. The plastics and other metals we are breaking into small pieces. That waste we are giving it to bitumen, laying the roads. They are giving with stronger roads than with a better way of disposing the plastics and small metals. This is how we are trying to dispose and get money out of it.
The President of today's inaugural function of the conference, the Chief Guest of today's inaugural function, Hon'ble Speaker of Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly, Dr. C. L. Venkatrao, Honorable Vice Chairman of Swachh Andhra Mission, Dr. B.S.S. Prasad, the Chairman of Pollution Control Board, Professor Rajendra Prasad, Vice Chancellor, and Professor Sambasirao, Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, other dignitaries and the dais, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. It's a great opportunity to be in front of you to address this inaugural program of this 8th International Conference on Sustainable Waste Management. In fact, the state of Andhra Pradesh is the appropriate place to organize such events because we are pioneer in many fields and especially in the field of sanitation. Much before Govt of India introduced the Swachh Bharat mission, we had a program called Clean and Green. It was introduced in late 90s, and every household, every citizen has participated in that event, and we made our state, the erstwhile combined state of Andhra Pradesh, clean and green. The same way, we have been pioneers in many fields. The topic of the theory of this conference is as an economic industry, the waste management as an economic industry towards circular economy. In fact, waste generation is common. Every human body generates waste, human household generates waste, human settlement generates waste, whether it is town or panchayat. Every institution generates waste, whether it's a hospital or university or any institution. Wherever there is activity, there is waste generation. Now the challenge before us is waste management. Every generator should know how to manage the waste. Management may be in the form of safe disposal, maybe in the form of converting into wealth, maybe in the form of diverting to some other activity, like an industrial waste is being considered as a byproduct. So waste generators should know how to manage the waste. The Swachh Andhra movement, as Dr. C. L. Venkatrao has put it, state of Andhra Pradesh is the first state or maybe the only state having an exclusive organization to propagate the concept of Swachh Andhra and to involve the people, involve all the citizens in the process of waste management. Every Saturday has been allocated for discussing on waste management by Residents Welfare Association, by the student groups, by the Workers Association, by all categories of people. The public-private partnership has been visible in the state of Andhra Pradesh in managing the waste. Managing the waste in a scientific way, without causing any hindrance, without causing any inconvenience, without causing any hardship to anyone. That is a challenge. In the municipal waste, we are adopting 3 technologies: converting the waste into energy, converting the waste into compost, and converting the waste into other byproducts, biogas, something like that. So every single waste, every kilogram of waste, every ton of waste is being processed. But what is the role of the citizens? Here people from all walks of life, all parts of the country, all parts of the world have assembled here. The 3 days we are going to deliberate on the technologies, on the experiences, on the knowledge what we have is going to be shared among all the participants. It will be very useful. And again, university is the proper place to convene such kind of international events. The students should participate. The academicians should participate. They should know how to manage the waste. And they should propagate the management of waste, the scientific management of waste. The cleanliness has to be taught right from the beginning. The sanitation has to be taught right from the beginning. So that is happening in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Our Honorable Chief Minister, who is a very dynamic leader of the country, has been pioneer in urban planning, has been pioneer in waste management, has been pioneer in greening. So this is a proper place. Maybe what Dr. Mohanty has seen on the banks of river, the plastic waste, this may be an aberration, but we have to see that that should not happen. The message, what we are going to give to the public through this conference is very important. The technologies, how we are going to use. Technology, what we are going to use. We are using many technologies, but all the technologies are not giving the results what we deserve, what we desire. So we have to use appropriate technology. A common technology, because the type of waste what we generate is also keep changing. We are developing country. In developed countries, the waste generated is something different. The same way, the lifestyle is changing. When the lifestyle is changing, we prefer a packaged food. So the packages become the waste. The green waste is reduced. When the vegetables are packed. So the water bottles, we never used to buy water bottles, now water bottles, the plastic waste. So the waste, the quality of waste, the type of waste which is being generated now is also different from what used to be. So accordingly, the technology also has to change. So appropriate technology at appropriate place for appropriate waste is a challenge that has to be properly discussed, deliberated, and decided. And the end of the conference, whatever suggestions, whatever recommendations you give should be useful to the Indian cities, Indian villages, or Indian public. So I'm happy that many participants from Southeast Asian countries have assembled here, and people from all over the country, including industries, academicians, all walks of life, they are participating in this conference. I'm really hopeful that this conference would yield results, would give us a solid recommendation for sustainable waste management. With this, I welcome you all to this great state of Andhra Pradesh, sunrise state of Andhra Pradesh. I hope that your stay would be comfortable and you will enjoy your stay in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much.
8th International Conference on Sustainable Waste Management has a number of outcomes. Like one of the outcome is a group formed for removing the plastic waste from the river Krishna in AP. Then we have number of research and academic collaboration with different universities in AP, with several universities in different countries. We have prepared a framework for the improvement and development of different waste management systems which will be applicable in Andhra Pradesh. So maybe next couple of weeks we will prepare the whole document and we will be publishing it and we will be handing it over to the government of Andhra Pradesh, as well as there are some components which are relevant for the government of India and other states. So that also will give. And there are a number of papers which are published, nearly 220 articles, research articles and implementation articles by industries, educational institutes, government and NGOs, and nearly 70 posters. We gave 6 persons for their outstanding performance as a Lifetime Achievement Award, IconSWM Lifetime Achievement Award 2018. It has been identified by the AP Pollution Control Board and IconSWM ISWMAW, International Society of Waste Management, Air and Water. And from this year, we have launched this, and next year also we will be doing this. We have identified 2 industries, 2 municipalities and 2 recyclers who are doing excellent work in waste management. So we have given them the Icon Excellence Award. We have out of this 90 articles and posters, different chairman and co-chairperson of the technical committee and assessment committee identified 20 papers for IconSWM Springer Excellence Award and 8 posters and papers for Icon Excellence Award. We have also identified many areas of research, potential areas of research with different universities in India and foreign universities. We have also one research project where 34 countries are working with me. So we have discussed on that, and maybe this will be the first volume will be published in Thailand next year. There are one very effective meeting with AP Pollution Control Board engineers and the foreign country collaborators in universities. There were participation of UNIDO, UNEP, UNCRD and UN delegation to India. So we discussed a lot. It was attended by around 700 people, delegates from 22 countries, and many potential areas have been identified in this. So I believe that next year we can have a more effective conference in 2019. Possibly the next venue will be either Delhi or Maharashtra or Orissa, Bhubaneswar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable views with us today. Now the next item in the program is the conferment of awards on distinguished persons and researchers and academicians. I request the chief guest, Dr. Kodal Siv Prasad Garu, and Professor Ghosh, the president of this conference, to confer awards. First, we have the conferring of the Lifetime Achievement Awards.
Now, meet the international delegates. They will interact with the Indian delegates, which will be coordinated by Professor Sadhun K. Ghosh, the IconSWM chairman.
Tell that our people are very much aware of waste management and we have a very good practice. What is the basis of the generation of improved awareness on waste management? how to generate awareness among the mass for waste management so that resource circulation is effective, either industry or municipality?
I think for Japanese case, the landfill shortage is the most biggest, the incentive to reduce, to improve and motivate the waste management. If we have enough landfill sites, we can not we don't initiate so much. But currently, after 2000 year, most of the Japanese landfill sites is not doesn't accept the incineration ash directly. Of course we generate incineration ash, but mostly the melted incineration ash is landfill now. So the landfill capacity drastically decrease. Such kind of the motivation is come from the landfill shortage. That's the Japanese experience.
Well, when I'm taking an analogy, we have this cigarette smoking in public places, in buses, in cinema. This used to happen long time back. What changed was it was brought by legislation, number one. And second thing that brought the change was the new generation. The new generation was taught at school that cigarette is dangerous for health. Number two, you cannot passively smoke cigarette. You are being exposed to cigarette to smoke, despite that you are not smoking. So I've seen a lot of change being triggered by the younger generation who push their parents to stop smoking in public places. So I think one of the change in behavior can be brought by inserting it in the legislation, and second in the curriculum at school.
I can see a person who is sitting in front of me, South Korea. They have done a lot with respect to the awareness is concerned. So I request my friend, to come over here and say something on how the awareness generation. Of course, you know that whenever he is coming. In India, we have a big awareness generation program that for last 20 years, we have included environment sciences in school level and up to the graduation level in the college. And everybody must pass the subject. So that is also one of the very important area by which we are generating awareness among the kids and also the younger. And if you can see anywhere, our younger generation is much more proactive with respect to waste management and environmental protection than people like us. Yeah. Sure. We'll pick up this program in the next IconSWM. That's a very attractive and very innovative. Korean.
My name is Seung-hee from Seoul, Korea. For circular economy in Korea, there is two kinds of type. One is for economic aspect. The other one is technical aspect. Because of this year, in Korea, we have the new waste management law is activated. That is for circular economy conversion. The Basic Management Act, that is the new law. Because of that law, we have the disposal fee system is applied to incineration and landfill site. If you go to landfill site, you must pay more. If you go to incineration site, you must go to pay something but less than landfill site. Those money is higher than recycling price, recycling cost. So that is the motivation from the incineration, from the landfill, go to the recycling. The other one is the technical part. You develop the new recycling technology from the government fund. they use that kind of recycling technology, and then circular economy is ongoing. So this is starting point. 2018, for 1 year, we accumulate the data from the field. The disposal fee system is applied to next year, 2019. So right now, we develop a lot of recycling technology because that is the system.
Thank you. You know, Taiwan is a very small country, and they have 22 waste to energy plants. Some of the plants are now not getting waste, and that's why they are just closing down. So we'll just listen from Professor Wu from Taiwan, Fujian University, regarding that.
Oh, hello everybody. I come from Taiwan, and I'm a delegate of Taiwan. I think I can explain more detail because tomorrow afternoon I have a lecture about it, so I think I can tell it.
Anybody else want to say something? Uzo? Okay.
Thank you. As I said earlier, I'm Engineer Jowuro from Lagos State, Nigeria. In my country, the management of solid waste is domiciled with the municipal authority, that is the state government. And you know, where I come from in Lagos, we generate like about 13 metric tons per day of solid waste. And we've not been able to really segregate this waste from source. So in order to key into the 3 R's, that is circular economy, the government in the year 2017 enacted an environmental law, and that environmental law places emphasis on recycling. And the size of Lagos is about 3,000 square kilometers, so it has been decided that for every local government, the material recovery facility will be built. And we have scavengers there. So the government has gone ahead to even license these scavengers so they can pick from the landfill because we are unable to trap to segregate from home. In addition, the ease of doing business in waste management. Now, there's an encouragement, there are incentives for private sector, for even NGOs and foreign investors to come in and establish their material recovery facilities, and the process of doing business has been, you know, made easy for them, like tax and other, you know, requirements have been softened so that they can really participate. So,
so we like to know something from Hungary. I mean, what is happening in the country? Farkas, Hilda.
Well, thank you very much. In Hungary, the main challenge is now to solve, as in India, the municipal solid waste problem. We're a little bit ahead, I feel, but we have problem with establishing the budget, the good budget for the implementation of the recycling, because recycling is more expensive than to handle the waste, the mixed waste, and that's why the polluter pays principle, and in the meantime the extended the extended producer responsibility makes together the budget for paying the treatment. So this is very, very difficult because so we have to find a balance between the players who pays what. And I think that India also has to face to this problem because actually we also survived that 10 years ago the price of the waste treatment was very low, And then with the modern technology came up, and the politicians was not very happy with that. So it was very difficult to survive this period.
You know that EU is spending a lot of money on the research in India. So Ram is there. He is at the helm of the affairs. So now we like to know from him that how much money they are spending on research in waste management in India, and what are the potential areas our students, our researchers, our faculty members, even our industries can.
The first question which you had asked regarding awareness, because it's very difficult to compare the European system and Indian system because of the cultural, educational thing. So India needs to have its own people contact, and that European model cannot fit into.
Now we are inaugurating the exhibition in the 8th International Conference on Sustainable Waste Management. Nearly 22 stalls from different industries and academics visited and exhibited their products and services, and throughout the exhibition stalls we went around and encouraged and also saw what are the products and new achievement and new performance of different companies. The exhibition in 8th International Conference on Sustainable Waste Management was really very effective. Different types of activities were exhibited by different organizations, including the research organization, business organization, and at the end of the 3 days we could see there is a business generation of more than 150 million Indian rupees business.
degrades very quickly. So the microalgae action seems very slow. Yeah, so that of course in India we have big land area, so it might help to thinking about it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mohanty. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about small islands, waste management of small islands. But I'll start my presentation by giving you a picture globally what is happening. You know, throughout civilization, people were initially leading nomadic life. People were on the move, so waste could have stayed behind to people moving. Well, throughout civilization, people started staying at one place, then waste has to move. So what is the quantities of waste that we are generating worldwide is that now the estimate is 2 billion. By 2050, it will be 3 billion. What are the reasons? Population growth, developing economy, improving lifestyle. This is the barriers, the lack of financial resources, the lack of technical resources, land scarcity. This is the problem that we have for small island developing states. In fact, for small island developing, the problem is compounded. Why it is compounded? Because we have a problem with land availability. You have space, limited space. What do you do with the waste? So this is
Now we will move to different lecture rooms, and the first we will go to the session where AP Pollution Control Board are discussing with different experts from several foreign countries.
Right now there are 17 technologies available, which is a zero cost, zero maintenance, zero energy requirement, which is done through the government. Is there. So in FP7, he was one of the investigator of the water project as well. Further, because the European part was to share the knowledge, to share the technologies which can be upscaled later on. The problem right now in Indian context is the upscaling. I don't think so the technology is required. There is, if you ask ICRISAT from Hyderabad, they were one of the lead consortium members. Even Professor Prasad from Andhra University, who is the chair of the Indian water history. There is Professor Ghosh, he himself who worked in a water technology. So I don't think so the technology, all these small villages, Gram Panchayat can be benefit from that technology. We have given that report to Ministry of Water Resource and Ganga rejuvenation team. It is lying there. We have given that report to CII, FITI, to upscale those. Now the problem with us, because we are a foreign government, we cannot go with an other entities unless and until Ministry of Foreign Affairs allow us to do it. So what we anticipate that ministries, science and technologies are going forward with this. But if you agree, I will make you connect with the right people. Those right now you don't have, it is immediate solution and it is one on scientific basis, and he will agree with that. It is everything exists. I will just ask you to.
Yeah, we'll take your technologies. The next problem, which is
In those cost effective, and if it is, then how it is always cost effective.
Yeah, but
what is the
we are on
What's the mechanism behind it?
Yeah, because you pay 70 euros a ton for tipping fee.
Yes, but if he said, so let's see a lot of cement industry here. Isn't it possible to use the RDF to bring it to a cement industry? And there are a lot of examples here in India to use plastic waste, and burning is not the best way, but maybe it's the only solution now. There are a lot of examples to use the RDF, the old plastic, in cement industry. That's one. But now we are changing from one topic to the other. We have spoken about, wastewater. Don't come to the end. What can you do? Small treatment plants with plants or microorganisms. Then we went to the next.
So at your place, is it possible to put some grid system with 4 to 5 lakhs cost so that the entire area can be covered?
It's really a problem of costs. But the guy from the European Commission said there are a guidebook. I think also with very cheap solutions adapted to India or China or Africa or whatever. And if you don't know this guidebook, and so you can learn something out of these guidebooks and use these small or cheaper technologies. We also use this very, very cheap technologies in a rural area because the money goes to the sewer system. In wastewater management, the money is in the sewer system, not in the wastewater treatment plant itself. The costs coming from the sewer system, also in Germany. And that's why decentralized small plants working on a natural way, not with a lot of concrete, and it also can work in villages, and it works also in Germany.
I am asking for the air pollution control, ambient air quality, ambient air.
Madhusudan, he is not the right person. Unchi, you are from Pollution Control Board in Thailand, right? So just he is a counterpart of you. Please, what are you doing?
Like in Vijayawada, to have a continuous air monitoring system, it's costing about 90 lakhs. And it's covering only one area. So is it possible to have a small system so that we can cover more areas with a cost-effective way? Air pollution. Air pollution system.
Just to measure. Why do you measure it?
Monitoring.
Waste expert. So my question is that what about the grass wells? Have you ever tried to install grass collection wells into the land?
But can you be louder? Can you be louder?
Yeah, so the question is that have you been trying ever to install?
There is one another view is developing the biodegradable sanitary pads for humans. If you like,
there are some biodegradable pads available, but that is on internet only. Like you could get it only by net online, like online.